Round 2 of the 2025 World Superbike Championship brings us to the Algarve International Circuit in Portimao, Portugal. Welcome to what is a very crucial qualifying session after such a disastrous opening round for the reigning world champion Toprak Razgatlioglu. Hello everybody, welcome to qualifying and the Superpole session here for the World Superbikes. We've got a race coming up later on today, the first race of the weekend, but it was Nicolo Bulliger who dominated with all 3 races won last time out in Phillip Island, Australia, a stunning 5 weeks ago. Now we come here back to Europe in Portugal, and the troubles continued for Toprak yesterday in practice 1, but he fought back in practice 2 and this morning's practice 3 session. This morning, setting the fastest ever lap in World Superbike history at this place as well. He really has got the bit between his teeth. Is he now on course to repeat and do another treble race win? Nicolo Bulliger, however, struggling. A crash here in the test a few days ago, and only 8th fastest overall this weekend so far. The championship leader looking like he is struggling. But one thing is for certain, we are in for an absolutely amazing time. We're going to be handing over to TNT shortly as we get ready in the build-up for the session with Rachel, Shane, JT, not our JT, James Tozen that is, and Greg Haynes as well, and then we'll be all together for the qualifying session. So let's get ready and head over now as we prepare for Superpole session to begin. Down to Rachel.
Well, Gallagher Premiership Rugby continues this weekend across TNT Sports and Discovery Plus. Later today, leaders Bath welcome Harlequins to the Rec, whilst there is a huge match at the bottom of the table as Exeter host Newcastle. The West Country rivals Gloucester and Bristol meet this evening before Leicester and Sarries completes our lineup on Sunday. Well, back to World Superbikes, where we're talking about this track next. And we know that Portimao is very much a roller coaster, and this man, Shaky, is here to talk you through all the twists and turns.
Hello, good morning and welcome to the wonderful Autodromo International Algarve. This is Portimao circuit. You've just accelerated on to the start-finish straight and you're going all the way up to 310 kilometers an hour before jumping on the brakes now, down through the gearbox. Second gear for turn 1. Really tight, easy to run out of track there on the exit. Through the kink here at turn 2, third gear, fast corner, you've got to be super careful. Then it's down to first for Lagos corner, the slowest part of the track. Keeping yourself over to the right-hand side of the track there, up 2 gears. Now you're looking for the curb on the inside there. You want to hug that as long as you can before driving so hard out of here. Big overtaking opportunity coming up. You've got the VIP tower there on the left. This is turn 5. We're down to second gear. We've seen teammates wipe themselves out here. We've seen loads of accidents. Big overtaking opportunity. Driving hard up the hill now, second, third, fourth. You're looking at that orange sign up on the left-hand side there before changing direction. The bikes want to get into a little bit of a tank slapper through there if you're not careful. You need to get the front loaded for that right-hand kink. Now we're down to turn 11. Coming out of here, this is where we go to Toprak Airways. This is where we see all of the guys, MotoGP guys, World Superbike guys, jumping off the top of here. That is so steep in real life, I cannot tell you that it's down through Craig Jones Corner. Absolutely magical section of track. Portimao is this first right kink. Then we're into turn 11. So important here in second gear to hold on to the right-hand side of the track because you need to set yourself up to get the run down through the really fast turn 12. Third or fourth gear, the bikes will be sideways through there before back down to first gear. Turn 13, big overtaking opportunity into there. Accelerate out as hard as you can, keeping over to the left-hand side of the track as much as possible. Turn 14 is super important. You need a good run out of here in second gear. You'll see the guys cut the track there over the curbs on the inside of the right, white and the red. We stood this morning watching down through here, actually. Greg Haynes and myself said, Greg said to me, what do you see when you see this part of the track? I said, I see magic. This place is absolutely wonderful. Turn 15, fourth gear, accelerating out as hard as you can, fighting wheelie, fighting wheel spin, and all the way back up to 310 kilometers an hour again.
It's a long circuit as well, isn't it? Just over 4.5 kilometres. I'm going to run the circuit a bit later on today as well.
Good luck with that.
OK, well, it's about to get very noisy down here as we welcome our first session. Superpole is coming your way, so that means we're going to introduce you to JT, who's left us, and Greg Haynes for the first proper time today. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Greg.
Morning. I might join you on that track walk later, track run.
How much was the taxi, by the way, Greg? I want to know.
Oh, well, with chauffeurs like that, you know, it
Greg,
depends who you're friends with these days, James.
Greg, what I want to know is were the birds really singing, and how good a backseat passenger are you in an M5 with Top Rack Razgatlioglu?
He put the power down at one point, which wasn't revealed in that clip. And
was it
hairy.
equal to the Mito?
It was at least equal to it, yes, it was. And yes, the birds were singing, by the way. It wasn't just me talking rubbish.
His hair was black on Wednesday.
We loved it, Greg. Let's not continue taking the mick out of you. Well, it's getting noisy, guys, so we'll leave you to this session.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Underway then for the 15 minutes. Green light goes on and we are go. Welcome to all of the action then coming in for the Tissot Superpole as well. What are we going to see for this one? Remy Gardner heads out onto the circuit. Top Rack still going to stay in. We've got the 99.53 heading out there as well. Let's hope that our tracker has started to work. A few of them now coming out of the pit lane as well as the action reigns up then. This is going to be a very interesting session, and delighted that not that much of a gap between our TV screens and our pictures up here in the commentary box for a change. So that is a relief. And already it looks like we haven't got a rider tracker, so we'll give it a second to see if it'll boot up. The app, honestly, is about as useful as a chocolate teapot these days as well. It's not been the greatest of systems. So we just take off the True Tone so it actually looks like the right colours. Pick for pole. Well, you've got to go Top Rack, haven't you? Top Rack Razgatlioglu is doing absolutely unbelievable. 1:39.783 was the time last year in Superpole. Jonathan Ray said it a year before with a 0.6. But I don't know, this morning, fastest time we saw, it's sort of closing back up. Just 15 minutes then for the riders to set their times here in Superpole. This sets the grid for race 1 and the Superpole race tomorrow morning at the same time at 11 o'clock. And on the circuit comes Nicolo Bulaga, takes the green flag and ventures down to turn 1. He's got his teammate Yari Montella just behind him in the fellow Ducati program. That's the Barney Sparks racing team as he heads down to the first corner. Really bizarre why the rider tracker's not working. If anybody watching has access to the World Superbike app, is your rider tracker working, or is it just me? Let me know, please, in the comments. That'd be very much appreciated. As the 55 then comes through over the top of Andrea Loccoletti, just overtaking Javier Verhey in the 97 as well. Let's check in then with James Tozen and Greg Haynes on TNT.
Sorted out a problem with the rear caliper. It was a bit of a sticking brake, I think, for the back caliper on Iannoni's bike early on in free practice 1 yesterday, and that was Dennis Sacchetti, the team principal, who informed me of that earlier on this morning. Gardner pushing on then. No qualifying tyre here this weekend. The SEQ has been ruled out. This is quite normal, though, sometimes, depending on the configuration of track and the expected weather. The SEX serves as the qualifying tyre. You can only use that now, and also in the Superpole race. That's the 10-lapper here on Sunday mornings. Gardner pushing on, but he keeps saying, doesn't he, James? And Yamaha are trying to keep him calm, but I need more power. I need more power, he keeps saying.
Yeah, and power is key around here. Let's not forget what Top Rack did a couple of years ago on the R1 when the Ducati blasted past him on the final corner, turn 15. He was absolutely furious with the outright top-end pace of an R1, wasn't he? And the riders now this year are complaining with such the similar problems, aren't they? So Remy Gardner on combined, he was down in 13th place. He did a 41.9 on Friday, and then earlier today he did a 41.0. So a massive improvement for Remy Gardner. He's a teammate to Dominic Agata, but this is the final corner here, turn 15. You launch it over this crest, and me and Shaky and Rachel were watching just there because that's where the parking is. And there's a real difference where the guys change gear, you know, over that crest. The Ducatis now, with there's no rev limits, Ducatis don't have to change gear until they've gone over that crest. Where the Yamahas and Kawasaki's we were noticing, they were changing just before the top of it. So that will be really hindering the drive down the start and finish straight here at Portimao.
Time's already changing. Andrea Iannoni has been given a 10-place grid penalty as well for slow riding in the end of the FP3 session earlier on today. So wherever he qualifies, he'll be 10 places back. He's okay in the first sector, could improve elsewhere. Gardner still top. Now Dominic Agata looking very feisty indeed as well on the top. Michael van der Mark as well on it with a 1:39.908. Time is beginning to cut down thick and fast here. BMW looking incredibly strong as Toprak Razgalionis goes over the line. Where did Toprak go? Well, that's interesting. Top 1:39.133, all-time lap record here at Superbikes. 1:39.133. Could we dare to see a 1:38.9 at this place? Toprak has found the form on the BMW M1000RR. Here's Andrea Loccoletti, goes up into 6th position. Sam Lowes is in 7th, on board with the championship leader of Nicolo Bulega. Over the line, and it's a 1:40.421. That puts him only 11th position. Yanni Montella goes in 10th, 1:40.396. The timings are not exactly working. GPS doesn't work well, it must be fixed. GPS doesn't work well, it must be fixed. No, that's the 21 of the 95 being told. Yeah, no GPS is working, race control. No GPS is working. It's not that it must be fixed, it's the fact is that your systems aren't working. So race control don't even know what's going on right now. His, oh, down! Lowes has dropped it on the Kawasaki coming through. So unfortunately for Lowes there, top of the hill at turn 13, Alex just dropped the front. He's got a bit of gravel there. Scott Redding's going to continue on. No yellow flag was called out, so that's going to be okay for him to complete this lap time. 22nd at the moment, down in all 3 sectors by over a second. Ryan Vickers goes 15th, Scott Redding goes 13th, 1:46.04. Timing screen not even working, we're being told. Zanardi, Bautista, Zanardi. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, look, 95, race link doesn't work. Yeah, it's not working at all. Timing screen's working. Rider tracker isn't. And there's the 22 confirmed crash at 10:13. And rejoined. Yeah, the systems and transponder not working on the 17 as well. So now race control have finally worked out that the tracker isn't working. What have they been looking at all day? Hasn't worked since practice one yesterday. Bulega over the line. Where does he go? 1:41.99, only 8th fastest. Montella 10th, 1:43.18. 8 minutes to go. Time's coming in thick and fast.
For Nicolo Bulega, Batista's even further behind in 11th position. Top Ducati at the moment is Sam Lowes on the Mark VDS bike in 7th place. They've got a new exhaust on the Mark VDS bike this season. We're on board now then with the championship leader. He joined the hat-trick club, didn't he? One of only 5 riders, along with Ray, Bautista, Razgatlioglu and Petrucci, to have won all 3 races on a single weekend. But Bulega is really up against it here.
Gary Montella tried something new in the free practice 3, and I don't think it worked very well for him because he was quite a way off, over a second off the pace. So fingers crossed, he's gone back. 31, that's Garrett Gerloff that's just got a lap time cancelled for exceeding track limits at turn 4, which is the one that you just go onto the back straight here at Portimao. So yeah, so let's see what Nicolo Bulega, as they all come back into the pits now to change that rear tyre, possibly a new front as well.
What a great run for Vierge there, James, on the front row of the grid at the moment on the Honda. Shaky Byrne is outside BMotor. What's going on down there?
Yeah, thanks, Greg. Yeah, I'm just standing outside the BMotor garage, actually. Alex Lowes just come in. Very little damage to that BMotor bike. They're putting a new top fairing on it. I can see that the gear lever's a little bit worn out. The footrest on the left-hand side, obviously, all a little bit damaged. But looks like Alex is absolutely fine. I'm sure he'll be back out. But, yeah, they're just getting the bike built back up and ready for run 2.
Thanks very much, Shane. Well, they really do need to keep cool now, don't they? You can see them there on the right-hand side of your screen. As Shaky says, James, not too much damage, luckily, to that bike, but it must be quite unsettling for the rider, I guess, more than anyone. How do you keep calm now in a situation like this?
Sometimes it can do you a favour, though, Greg, because your back is fully against the wall, and you've only got 1 opportunity now, not 2, to get a banking lap in to get your grid positions, and that sometimes can just make you absolutely sharp focused on getting this next one right, and it sometimes does does you a bit of a favour. We'll see. Alex Lowe's, he's got a lot of experience in World Superbikes. It won't ruffle his feathers too much, and I hope what I've just said kicks into play on this next timeout.
Great shots here, looking down on the top of the pit lane from the drone. Now, Buliger, this is his 14th World Superbike round. He's been on the front row 10 times so far. He's currently 8th.
Not happy with something, is he?
Real shake of the head there. This is the man who ended combined practice in 6th position. He's 1 second down on Toprak at the moment, although that doesn't really put it into perspective because Toprak is 7/10 of a second quicker than his own teammate Van der Mark in 2nd place.
Good point, Greg. Toprak Razgatioglu has just put the whole field under massive pressure. That one lap there, the back is against the wall for everybody now to try and find 3/4 of a second. And when you're a rider and you need to find a couple of tenths, that's achievable. 3/4 of a second, that's a game changer. All of a sudden you're thinking, I need a different setting in the bike, I need different electronics, I need the thing to be upside down, turned around, because I don't think I can do that lap time on my own. So there's a lot of pressure on the teams now to help the riders, but at this stage you can't do anything. Haven't got the time to do the changes. He's got to get on his bike like he's doing now, go down pit lane, get his head down, pin it, bite the screen and get the job done.
Well, Shaky, I know you're down outside BMW. They were tense, weren't they, at Friday Free Practice 1 with all the problems. I doubt they're tense now, are they?
No, they're not looking so tense now, Greg. Toprak's bike's just been wheeled out in front of me, actually. He's just been over and had a little chat with Michael van der Mark. I think they're going to go out and work together. Toprak just pulling away now, and that lap time, like you said, 3/4 of a second clear of everybody at the moment. What a phenomenal job, and I dare say he'll go a little bit quicker on this tyre too.
Yeah, look at those gaps on the left-hand side of the screen. Look how close the rest of them are. 0.7, 0.8, 0.8, 0.8, 0.9, 0.9, 1.0, 1.0. They're all absolutely locked together. The only problem is, as James has said, it's almost 8/10 of a second to Toprak. It is outrageous. Here's Alvaro Bautista, then the 2-time world champion of 2022 and 3, and he's down in 11th position at the moment. Remember, we talked about this all of last season. Qualifying was his Achilles heel, and if you're stuck down in the middle of the grid, that is the danger zone. And remember what happened at Magny-Cours. Remember Most at the first corner when he got wiped out. There is so much more chance of that happening when you qualify poorly. Lowe's then on that repaired bimotor rejoins the session.
Yeah, and this is very much like what we saw yesterday with Marc Marquez in the second practice session. If you're with us on that live on Twitch and JB Motorsports 2, and if you watch it later on JB Motorsports, Toprak 7/10 ahead, exactly the same as happened with Marc Marquez. This is just an absolute different level of what we're experiencing right now here at Portimao. Bautista 3/10 off in that first sector alone, 4.5 off in the middle sector. I watched the replay of MotoGP yesterday. Mark was quite a crash in FP1, but came back and crushed everyone in practice. Basically a flashback to his dominant days at Honda. Absolutely, Sean. It really was a brilliant combination. And we're sort of seeing similar here. Misery in Australia from Toprak comes in, little bit of a problem in first practice, fixes it, back bang with practice 2, practice 3, now into Superpole. It really is going strong as here comes everyone. Bautista then over the line. He's 11th at the moment. Does he improve up the order? Yes, to 3rd, front row of the grid for Fabio Bautista, 1:39.933. Much better lap time. A new personal best as he comes downhill in towards the first corner. And everybody now just watching to see, is anyone going to beat Toprak, who stayed inside the pits at the moment? Where is he at the moment? The last was he's on a lap time now, so a new lap time for Toprak. He's coming out of the pit lane. So is Van der Mark, Virhe, Locoletti, Montella. Yeah, they're all coming through. So let's go. Gerloff over the line. This is Petrux to second, and he's moved inside 3.5 tenths. 1:39.483. Much better lap time there for Daniel Petrucci. BMW looks like they are back on top, and everybody after Australia saying it was a Ducati Cup. That's more like MotoGP. Here comes over the line Bassini. 40.403, still stays in 12th position. Nico Bulliger is in 10th. Now, middle sector, 0.0. That's good. He's managed to get 2 tenths, though. Drop to the first sector. How's he going to do in sector 3? As we take a look at Andrea Iannone, 18th, remember, has to go through. Alex Lowe's not qualified. He'll start 23rd in all races for the race 1 and the sprint. Over the line then we come. What are we going to see here? Bulliger over the line. Is he anywhere closer? Well, he managed to gain back time in the middle sector, but it still wasn't great. 1:39.326 and goes into second position. Avio Bautista now goes into fourth. 1:39.874. Iannoni's 12th. That's 22nd on the grid for him. Bautista fourth. What about Sam Lowes? Top Rack is improving massively. Here comes Sam over the line. The Lincoln lad goes 10th. Andrea Localetti also on a lap time. Top Rack Rascolioli over it. Is it a 1:38? It's over the line. It's a 1:39.081. The lap times continuing to come through. Apparently Montella's had a crash. Where is he? Yeah, Montella's crashed. Yanni Montella has gone down on the timing screen, so he's not going to have a lap time. Where's that? Would love to tell you, but the checker flag's coming out. Session's going to conclude. Remy Gardner, big twitch from the rear. He goes 6th fastest, 1:39.749. Petruk stays in 3rd. Anybody else on the improving lap times? Sam Lowes, computer predicting 8th. Same for Montella's crash, and can't discount him. Batin goes in 18th. Computer's only predicting 17th. Alex Lowes back up into 5th place. 1:39.695. He did manage to get one more lap in. Massive lap time there from Alex Lowes. Montella has to come back into the pit lane, so he's out of it. I think the checkered flag coming out. Bulliger stays 2nd. Doesn't improve. Remy Gardner, first sector's putting him into 2nd position at the moment. 3/10 down there in that middle sector. Might not be enough. Here is Sam Lowes. I said watch out, he's 4/10 down at the moment. This will still put him up there. Over the line then for Sam Lowes. On the Mark VDS squad, can he go any faster? Yes, 5th, he's ahead of Alex. Brothers beating each other, 5th and 6th positions. Top Rack has pole position on the BMW. Petruk's Montella pits. Petruk's 3rd, not improving that much. Half a second down. Petruk stays 3rd. Gardner still might do something as well. As they fly over the line, we've got lap times cancelled coming through. Gardner, 8th, stays 8th. Petruk stays 3rd. That's it then. Flag is out. Top Rack, oh, and a lot of lap times cancelled for the middle half of the field. Wow, for yellow flags. Top Rack Rascolioli, though, fights back from the misery of Phillip Island. And here's Yanni Montella's bike. Let's see how he crashed. Top of the hill. He's just dropped it turning in at the top of the hill, turn 11. Yeah, and he's going to the gravel. Dropped the front end. Incredibly easy to do, sadly. Alex Lowes has lost his time, so that's dropped him down as well to not qualified. Lap time deleted. Same for Andrea Iannoni, lap time deleted. Ryan Vickers, lap time deleted. But a new all-time lap record for Top Rack Rascolioli, 1:39.081. 4/10 of a second faster than the time he managed this morning in free practice 3. Not bad at all. Top 3 have been confirmed on our timing monitors. That is fantastic news as well. And it is Top Rack top from Nico Bulliger and Danilo Petrucci, top 3. Andrea Localetti, Sam Lowes, Javier Verhey, Michael Vandermark, Dominic Agata, Ariel Bautista, Remy Gardner in the top 10. Heike Lucano in 11th. Yari Montella crashing out but going 12th. Andrea Iannoni, Axel Bassini, Scott Redding, Gerloff, Batin Sofagulu, Tito Rabat, Ryan Vickers, Tam McKenzie, then Jason O'Halloran, Zadwan Zadini as well, and Alex Lowes not qualified on the board. Well, top 3 have been confirmed. What an amazing run here at the Algarve International Circuit. We'll be back in a few hours' time, ready for race 1 of the weekend here for the Portuguese World Superbike Championship. We'll see you later on. Bye-bye.